Alrighty, so this is my most anticipated video throughout the entire, like, I guess my YouTube history. I mean, I blew up first on doing a milestone video way back when on like chapter 2, season 1 with the fire like glitch, and you know, basically finished milestones pretty fast. It's really crazy how far I've come on grinding these milestones out and basically just XP grinding. I've actually had a blast just figuring out different ways to get levels and fast ways of just getting through it, but most efficiently too. Like I like having fun while getting levels, so grinding milestones out and just playing the game in general is a fun way to grind levels, unlike going in XP maps where you just do these glitches and you don't feel satisfied with what you're doing. So yeah, not really that fun. But as you can see, I'm level 116. Most of the levels are from Save the World. I do have to mention, because you can get 4 levels every day over on Save the World. If you want a separate video on that, the best ways to get XP on Save the World, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, let's just kind of get into it. So milestones, if you're new to this or new to milestone grinding, there is a total of, I believe, yeah, as you can see, I have a lot. There's a total of 9 milestones out, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 milestones out right now. So there's supposed to be one throughout the season. They kind of gave us one extra one through halfway through the season to grind for some reason. I don't know why, but there's a total of 10 right now, and you can get a total of 200 milestones completed. Right now I'm at 167, and as you can see, I have literally 7 of them done. So yeah, kind of fun. But let's just get into it, go through them. So as you know, I have my list and I go through these, so they might be a little out of order, but I categorize them depending on what they are: movement, damage, and just extra ones throughout the season, so, or extra ones that are milestones. So let's just get into it. So the first one we are going to be talking about is travel distance in a vehicle. As you can see, I already finished this one. This one's pretty simple. I recommend just going to Mega City or any location that like gas stations that has set spawn locations. There's even like a regular location that actually has a lot of vehicles and sometimes have vehicle mods on the actual like speed cars. But I recommend getting like the motorcycles or the motorbikes this season, or the new cars, and just drive it around. You can actually drift with the new cars, and you can speed yourself up so you can go in a big circle, or you can get the bikes and just super or charge yourself all the way to the through the map. I guess it's really fast. You can actually finish this one really fast. I did this one first and just got it done in a few games. But the Augment Supercharged, which gives you infinite gasoline in the car, is a really good augment to have. If you can re-roll over and over to get this augment, or if you get lucky and get it, you should just grind this milestone out pretty fast, or you get it done pretty fast. Otherwise, use your gasoline sparingly, or you can get gas from different locations. There's like few locations like gas stations that have the gas, of course. But this one's pretty simple. Just drive around. You can also eliminate opponents while on the bike, so you can get it done pretty easily. Otherwise, next up we got search chests or ammo boxes. Now, at the time of the recording, I actually finished this one pretty fast. It took me a few days. It is a total of 1,500 chests or ammo boxes. Now, it's a lot, but if you actually refer to the thing that I'm about to show you, there's actually a lot of different locations that have a lot of different chests. Now, it's not 100% spawn rate, but there's a high chance of getting around 40 to 50 if you land at Anvil Square. But that one actually has a total of around 60 with just chests. That's just chests. And then if you get the ammo chests or ammo boxes, it's probably going to be around more like 80. So a lot in one game, but 100% spawn rate doesn't exist in regular lobbies or bot lobbies. So you can't do that one. You can't get like 80. You could probably get around like 50 most likely. So use it that way. And then next up we have Brutal Bastion, which has 50 or just about. That's not including the vaults or anything. And that's not including any berry chests, because there's a lot of berry chests over there. So in total, it would be around like probably 60, like 5. So you can also go over there. But the mega one, Mega City, has around 88 chests in total, which is a lot. But in reality, the location is pretty big and pretty spread far apart. So it's kind of hard getting all those chests in one. So I don't recommend going to Mega City. I had a little more luck with Anvil Square. If you want an entire separate video on the chests, I can do that, like a chest guide. I know a lot of people asked that for last season, but there wasn't really a good place to do it. But Anvil Square is kind of the hot spot for them. But yeah, otherwise there is an augment that actually has effect on this. It's called Treasure Hunter, which actually... I'll read it actually. Nearby chests are marked the first time you enter a POI. This one's kind of iffy. The augment's kind of messed up a little bit, just about. Basically, the augment pings whenever you enter a POI, but it's a very small radius. So you kind of have to enter the POI on like the main location so you can get a big radius. So like entering Mega City, it doesn't ping the entire like area. It only pings like the first building, which is very annoying. But this is a good one to have if you're into a POI, or if you build up and then you glide into the POI, it'll mark most of them and like the area that you are. So yeah, but really just open chests, open your the ammo boxes whenever you can, and you can finish this challenge pretty fast. Next up, we have the Outlast Players. This one is super simple. The only really fast way to do this challenge is actually going into solo squads and just landing in a tree and then just playing it out over and over and over. This was a challenge that actually took me the entire season to do last season, because it's just a challenge that is not fast. You have to outlast opponents, and it takes time. So I wouldn't worry about doing that milestone. Just kind of play games, and hopefully you get it done. That is 15,000 opponents that you have to outlast, so that's very fun. And the next up, these are basically the same thing. You get them done right around the same time, because they kind of like perfected it around that. It is eliminate opponents. So the best way to do this is bot lobbies, or just play regular lobbies, or Team Rumble. Team Rumble is a really, really great place. Now, a lot of people say go do shield in Team Rumble. Problem with that, there's not a lot of places that you can instantly get shield besides the NPCs, but it's kind of a little iffy. But you do get that, like, you can respawn and put shields on and on and on, but you only have a certain amount of shields, unlike in like regular games that last a little longer, that you can get regular shields. But eliminate opponents, super simple. You can do it super fast, and bot lobbies or Team Rumble. And then alongside that is damage opponents, which damage opponents, you just have to eliminate enemies. And you get the damage, of course. Now, NPCs or bosses don't count. This is just purely just opponents that count towards this milestone. On top of that, higher rarity weapons will do more damage and count for more damage. So if you have a legendary sniper rifle, if you hit them directly in the head for 300 damage, it will count for 300 damage. If you have a regular AR, just a common one, I think it does like 20 to the head, it will only count for 20. So you want to aim with higher rarity weapons, and capturing like different POIs and whatnot will give you the legendary weapons to give you, or higher rarity weapons to give you more damage. Yeah. And the next up, we have the health one, which surprisingly enough, there's actually only one health related thing this season, which is gain shield. So they took the gain a white health, or gain like bandages, use medkits and whatnot out. It just gains shields. Now there's four different locations that you can actually get shields. There is 4 NPCs. It's Peely, Mizuki, Lynx, and Thunder. I'll show all the locations for them right here. But there's big pots, minis, I think the slurp barrels, or the shield kegs. And then there's also splashes. I got the shield kegs because you can get 100 per. And if you also take nade damage or grenade damage, which luckily you can find grenades this season, which is like the only way to take damage alongside with fireflies. But you can take damage that way and throw the shield kegs down, and then just take damage that way. And then there's also different locations we can get gas canisters, which you can take a damage from that too, which there's like 2 locations that actually have a lot of gas cans, or you can go to gas stations and do it that way. But you can buy the shields and then go to the gas places and then just keep, blowing them up, take damage, take shield or get shield, and then redo that over and over. But the best way I found was the actual grenade aspect. I found grenades, I just threw them down, and then I throw the shield kegs down. But I'd usually only have one slot dedicated for a weapon, and then the other 4 dedicated for shields. So like splashes, minis, big pots, and then of course the shield kegs, which I usually would carry and buy. Now they're 250 per, but if you farm gold by opening like the safes throughout the map, you can actually do that. Also, I mentioned back to chests, there's a lot of safes around the map. There's like 3, and then there's one that spawns up in the air, the lake house. You can get a lot of chests from those too, so I'll mention that. And then otherwise, let's go to the extra ones, which extra ones are basically the ones that you kind of just do casually, or just throughout playing the game. As you can see, most of the extra ones I've already finished, besides like 3 of them, but these are pretty simple ones that I'll probably finish it throughout these seasons. So the first one up is going to be thank the bus driver. You always want to thank the bus driver. I mentioned this every single video. A lot of people forget to thank the bus driver. I've only played 67 games this game, and this season, and I'm pretty sure I only missed one thank the bus driver. I could be wrong with that. I probably only played 67, and this is 67 games, and this is all I finished. So if you kind of think about that, I mean, it might seem like a lot, but in reality, I got a lot of XP from doing those games too. So yeah, just thank the bus driver. Always make sure right when you get in the game, click the button or click whatever you need to click to thank the bus driver. And the next up, we have complete daily quests. Now this one's could also be a entire separate video if you want me go over all the daily quests, because there's a bunch of them. You can just ask me and I'll probably do that. But this one's a little bit harder. You actually have to dedicate yourself by doing these daily quests, and there's different ones. There's a total of 3 that you get every single day, and then you also they can re-roll, and then they can keep going back to back. until, you know, infinitely. So it's a free 1000 XP every single one you do. And then you can also have a total of 9 if you're in bot lobbies. The bot, whenever it leaves, doesn't count. But if you're doing regular squads, you can do a total of 12, which is a lot because you need a total of 400. So, you know, like 100 games, you could probably finish that. Well, I guess a little less than that, but yeah, daily quests. Let me know if you want like a separate video on every single different quest and like the easiest ones that you can do, or like the best ones that you could probably hope for. But yeah, otherwise, next up we have activate augments. They actually decreased this one. So last season, if you didn't know, it was 400, and it was a pain and a half because you would have to play 100 games and then you had to activate every four augments every single game, exactly 100 games. So that's 400 total. And some people didn't even probably finish that because it's a lot. But they decreased it down to 200, so it only takes 50 games to do. And if you get all 50 games, of course. If not, you guys can finish this pretty simply. I mean, it's only 200. I already finished that one. I finished that one, I think, today too. So at the time of this recording. So yeah. And then the final one, which is probably the biggest one and the most like annoying, not annoying, but you can kind of do it. But you need a little knowledge on what accolades you can actually do. But as you can see, this is the one that I've already finished. You have to finish 1500 or acquire 1500 accolades. So there's a total of, I think I didn't count them. There's a total around like 20, maybe a little bit over that, accolades that you can get throughout the game. There's some easy ones that you can do, some hard ones you can do. If you want a separate video on the different ones that you can do that are the easiest throughout the game, you can. But a note for this one, there's actually kind of not a glitch per se, but a really good way to get a free accolade is actually just using your emote button to spray anything. All you have to do is click that button 10 times and it activates 3 accolades, I believe, or 2 accolades. So might not seem like a lot, but if you do that every single game for like 50 games, that's 100 accolades, and that's like a 15th of what you need. So, and then you also get a bunch of different accolades. So if you are confused about what accolades are, they're basically what you do throughout the game. So like if you do 100 assault damage to an enemy, if you do 1000, if you do 500, if you do shotgun eliminations, if you kill enemies back to back, if you open like 10 chests, basically throughout the entire game, what you do is what an accolade is. Now, if you want an entire separate video on exactly which ones you get or like which ones you are, let me know, because I'm most likely going to do that, but let me know if you want one. Otherwise, that's all the milestones. Yeah, it's pretty simple this season. It's nothing really crazy. As you can see, I finished 167 so far, and I plan on finishing all of them because I only have 3 left. The hardest one probably this season, once again, is Outlast Players. This one is very annoying. The only way you could really do this is solo squads. I think you could do it. You could do regular games, but it's not the best, most efficient way. The best way solo squads is land in a tree and just watch a TV show while you do that. Otherwise, that is all the milestones in every single one and the best way to do each one. If you guys found any of this helpful, let me know down in the comments. If you guys want any more guides or anything, suggestions, let me know down in the comments. I know I say that a lot, but you know, as a community that supports me, I want to know what you guys want, and I'm down to do like XP guides and whatnot like that because it's pretty fun, and I enjoy doing milestone grinding every single season. I promise. I sometimes if you come over to my stream, I kind of, you know, but I really do enjoy it. So thank you. If you guys haven't already, if you are new and you're one of the, you know, OGs, thank you for subscribing already. But if you are new, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. There's also my code that you can use, code Mattio in the item shop. I really would appreciate it. It supports me and really does help. So otherwise, remember, subscribe. Appreciate it. Otherwise, go get your milestones done.